ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Some big news coming out of the International Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation. Former president of the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation and current CAC board member Danny Sumner fills us in.
The IFBB have investigated the situation with the last NPC show that took place at Atlantis. And as a result from that show, there have been some discrepancies in terms of the administration of the IFBB and the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation. As a result, the president of the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation, Joel Stubbs, has been suspended. And there is an ongoing investigation that will lead to perhaps more suspension in terms of athletes participating in that event. The president, Rafael Centeno, have in place a discipline committee, and of course, Joel, in all honesty to him, he has appealed his suspension.
Sumner says Stubbs has been doing an excellent job with the local federation, and he sees him as a man of integrity who means well for the sport, both locally and internationally.
I'm hoping that the IFBB, with due diligence, look at Joel's background and give him a good favorable report. I fully support him, and I think Joel is still getting support from the president of the CAC, Giovanni Arendez, and we're hoping that this whole thing will be settled amicably so that everybody involved, including officials and athletes, will come under a good agreement.
Freedom Farm Baseball will hold an international 12 and under tournament later on in the week. It starts on Thursday and runs through Sunday with teams in town from the U.S. Virgin Islands and Grand Bahama competing alongside two local all-star teams.
The U.S. Virgin Islands has always been competitive when we play them in international tournaments, so I expect a good team from them. I know they're coming with a lot of people. I think maybe a group of 300 or something like that. So we're going to have a good crowd out here. So we want to encourage the Bahamian public to come out and support our boys. So we think we have a good core of pitchers this year that's going to be able to throw the ball and throw a lot of strikes and keep us in a lot of games. But we also have a young team this year. So I think we're going to have this team for this year and next year to hopefully also make a run for the World Series in Branson, Missouri as well at the end of the year.
DeAndre Ayton in the headlines today, and not for the right reasons. A day after being arrested for allegedly trying to extort Nike for more than $20 million, lawyer Michael Avenatti began following through on a threat to expose the shoe and apparel giant for paying high school basketball stars. On his Twitter account this morning, Avenatti wrote, asked DeAndre Ayton and Nike about the cash payments to his mother and others. Nike's attempt at diversion and cover-up will fail miserably once prosecutors realize they have been played by Nike and their lawyers. Now, Ayton was the #1 recruit in the class of 2017 after playing summer basketball under the Nike umbrella. After an intense recruitment process, the 7-footer signed and played one season with Arizona, which is sponsored by Nike. Upon turning pro, Ayton rejected Nike and signed a 4-year endorsement deal with Puma. Ayton has proclaimed his innocence throughout. The Danish Basketball League quarterfinals on court last night. Cantuan Smith and Nijsved, they took a 2-0 series lead with a 93-64 win. Smith finishing up with 11 points and 4 rebounds. Game 3 is Thursday. Back here at home, the Province Basketball Association's best of 5 semifinals on court last night at the AF Farley Gym. Up first in Division 2, the defending champion Breezes High Flyers in the driver's seat, up 2-1 on the Alive Buckets. They held a close 23-21 lead after one. Second quarter, Alive connecting from all over. They went up as many as 13 to take a 50-37 lead at the break. Whatever Coach Donnie Culmer told his troops in the locker room seemed to have worked as Breezes went on their own spurt in the second half. They were actually within 65-60 going to the fourth, and in that final quarter, they did not let up, outscoring Alive by 8 points to go on and win 85-82 and take the series 3-1 to move back into the Division II championship against the Your Essential Store Giants.
We just need to take care of the ball and do what we do. As champions, we've been here before, and just let the chips fall where they may. Just execute. You prepared for this game, just execute. Oh, it feels very good because the team with the next round, I was waiting to see them all year. Now we finally got this showdown, us against the Giants, and we're going for a three-peat.
Hats off the Breezers. Breezers is a very tough team. They played hard with a great coach. Hats off to them. Good luck to them in the championship. But just one or few turnovers and missed free throws. We brought them back in the game, and they just got the momentum, and they just was on the roll.
As for Division 1, that championship series set as well. The PJ Stingers will meet the Commonwealth Bank Giants after getting rid of the Discount Distributor Rockets 83-81, also taking that series in 4 games. Game 1 in both championship series will tip off tomorrow night. We have more tonight from the UB Mingo's track team's performance at the South Florida Invitational over the weekend. National record holder in the heptathlon, Ken Mullings, took on the individual events in an effort to strengthen his multi-event competition. In the high jump, he tied with Dakari Hill from Weber University. They had identical clearances, with both only having knockdowns at 6'10" and 3/4. That forced a jump off. Hill, he would knock the bar down, while Mullings easily cleared for the win.
First jump off in a high jump, it kind of built a lot of mixed emotions and a lot of pressure, so you have to keep composed and execute to win the competition. My rhythm was really on that day, and the weather, even though it was kind of hot, the wind was calm, so it wasn't no tailwind or headwind, so it was really smooth in the approach.
In the shot put competition, Bradley Cooper Jr. started off slow, but for the most part got progressively better through the competition. He started off at 41 feet 5 1/4 inches and finished with the best of 46 feet 5 1/4 inches for 3rd place.
It just was a lot of nerves, more or less. But going through the competition, I started to get more relaxed, started to feel the competition and hit it with more pushing force. What was really working with me was the staying consistent within the movement and pushing through the ball instead of pushing up over the ball.
The University of the Bahamas men's soccer side needing a win to stay alive in the hunt for a postseason spot in the Bahamas Football Association. A loss at the hands of the Renegades and they would be pretty much done for the season. The Mingos started off the match playing with a lot of energy. In the 26 minutes, Stuart Hanna struck first for the Mingos. However, the Renegades would answer with 2 second-half goals and the Mingos would go down.
We played the first half, we played more physical, but just the problem is we always have is finishing, to the end they won 2-1, and I think the problem was if we put those 3 goals in and early in the first half, the game would have been different.
Jared Higgs has won his appeal to the Court of Arbitration in Switzerland against the Bahamas Football Association's 4-year ban for an alleged doping violation. Last February, the BFA announced the ban in accordance with its mandatory pre-competition testing. Now, in addition to the suspension being overturned, the BFA has also been ordered to pay costs. Our Special Olympics athletes still celebrating their success at the World Games in Abu Dhabi, and these athletes are very well traveled.
What happens before each World Games is that there's a period, at least 3 days in this case, where they were taken to a host town. And in that host town, they became acclimatized to exactly what would be happening in Abu Dhabi. So they were introduced to the food, they were introduced to the weather, they were introduced to the customs. And so I can tell you, our individuals, they are brave, they are courageous, they totally enjoy the experience.
Persons living with disabilities, we tend to have the mindset, or society tends to have the mindset that we don't travel, that we don't explore, that adventure is not in our lives, and it definitely is all the above. So them going to Abu Dhabi is one notch, another notch on their experience that they could share with the world.
Our Carifta swim team working out daily at the Betty Kelly Canning National Aquatic Center. It's all in preparations for the games next month in Barbados.
Excited and very happy that I was able to make the Carifta team. And what I do to try and balance everything, I try to stay updated with my homework and schoolwork and stuff, and practice and go to bed on time.
I mean, eventually I'll settle because I know that everyone on the blocks is scared as me, but I can't let them know that I'm scared like that.
I have to prepare myself more because there are new swimmers who I don't know their speed yet, so I think I have to work harder in my practices.
The curve to competition is always very tough. There's a lot of very good swimmers in each age group. Looking at medal, going best time.
April 3rd through the 6th is the second annual Cat Island Down Home Fishing Tournament in Smiths Bay. Herman Gilbert is one of the organizers.
We can have the opening ceremony, and right after the opening ceremony we can have the captain's meeting where all the rules and regulations will be given to all of our participants in the tournament. And then Thursday, Bimini start 8 a.m. That's our first day of fishing, which is free diving with the Hawaiian sling and spear. There'll be no compressors being used on that day. On Friday is hand line, and then on Saturday is deep drop. And that's our climax, and we will close out on Saturday night.
And that will do it for sports. Don't go anywhere. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.